Okay then.
Ow.
Hello, welcome to the month in review for October 2019, the spooky month. Ooh. It's been a year since the last spooky month.
Yep, that's how
Time works. Dang. Well, my name is Jonathan Moore, the lead game designer.
I'm Natalie Thompson, the lead programmer.
And our lead artist couldn't come today because she died. She didn't really. Yeah, she's still alive.
But
she's just
spooky.
not here.
Ooh.
Thanks, Natalie.
You're welcome.
That makes me feel better. Anyways, let me get started on everything. So I got some fun things to talk about. For Primus Star, I'm just gonna start off with that because I've been working on that more recently than Feline Frontier. Although Feline Frontier, I've just. Anyways.
Yeah, I mean, you did something yesterday.
I did something today.
Yeah, so I guess you did something for Primus Star after that.
What was the last thing that I did?
But don't think about it too hard.
Yeah. Okay, anyways, Primus Star. So I've begun working on the next expansion of Primus Star. We're going to be getting started on that. In fact, I believe we were supposed to get started this month. Technically, I guess we did, because of me.
Yeah.
Go me. But we're going to start to do that more next month. We're also going to get started on looking at another game. I talked to you guys about it on Patreon. If you don't know where that is go and support us if you're listening to this on YouTube, and you can actually see all the games that we're planning to release and things like that. But it's another game. It's going to be a phone app game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're excited to release that as well. But the Primus Star expansion is going to be adding... Ooh, how many is it again? Oh, jeez. I think it's like 15 new races.
Oh, wow.
I think it's 15 new races and 9 new classes. That's right. And then it's going to also be expanding on the universe by showing you maps of the entire universe, maps of the sectors, the primary sectors. It's going to be also showing you different organizations inside of the universe, things like that.
Is there going to be more enemies, or is that going to be in a separate
That's going to be in a separate book.
Okay.
The enemies are going to be in a separate book. Yeah, I can't wait for that either, because that's going to be like animals enemies as well in there. So different planets have different animals and things like that. So that'll be fun. But yeah, so I believe actually we're going to be working on the... I want to say we're going to be working on the Hostile universe, the one with the enemies, after the expanded universe. I want to say that's the order.
And which one are you talking about right now?
I'm talking about the expanded universe.
Okay.
The expanded universe is the one that we're going to be working on next. That's going to be the one that's adding the 15 races and the 9 new classes. The races are pretty awesome. My favorite has to be probably the... Ooh, I want to say the Vulpin.
Oh, are those the...
No. That's the Lunaran. The Vulpin are the fox people.
Oh, okay.
That live in the medieval kind of society, but it's futuristic medieval. Very weird. But speaking of that, going to Feline Frontier, have been working on the finalized map. I decided, after looking at everything, that everything seems too crazy, I guess. I don't know.
Too just guesswork, right? Like, you were just putting things in, and then you were like, well, let's change it, and let's change it.
Primarily for the level design. So then I decided to go with a more finalized look, where I had to put everything on a grid paper. Hello, Hatter.
Which is great, by the way.
Yes. So I can actually look back at the grid paper, see everything. Each grid is 10 blocks by 10 blocks. So I went back into the game and I just made all of the levels based off of that, all the scenes based off of that.
Which is highly needed because we're going to have a mini map in the game, so we need some sort of standard map.
The one thing that I didn't make it so that it doesn't really go off of is the upgrade rooms. I made it so that the upgrade rooms actually have their own size. They're all different.
Oh, so it's just like an indicator, but when you go in, that's cool. Yeah.
So it's like you just go into it and then it says, oh, okay, then you're in the upgrade room, that's all you have to worry about. But then the upgrade room itself is something completely different.
As long as you don't go into the upgrade rooms constantly after I set them up and change their size, I'll be fine.
I will not be doing that.
Okay, good. Because scene transitions are a horror.
Speaking of that, you've still been working on them. It's a constant thing.
Yeah, scene transitions are constant because anytime not anytime you edit the room, but if you edit the size of the room or you move a door, I have to go in, I have to relink everything up, or if you go in, you're like, I'm gonna change the name of this room, I'm like, oh god, now everything's broken.
To be fair now, because of the finalized map, each room has their own specific number that's tied to it. So now we know. Everything was laid out now.
Yeah.
I actually did design work, guys. Wow.
But, yeah, it's such a tedious process, but also we haven't built out all the areas yet because we're taking it like a couple months at a time for each area to get them finalized, built out, all the enemies placed where they need to be, and, so, obviously, every time we make a new area, I have to work on scene transitions again. Yeah. So.
It's all just like we said, it's a constant update process. It's just constantly there. Speaking of that, I know on Patreon we released the scheduled release for Feline Frontier, what we think. We had to push it back by, I think it was a year?
Yeah, we doubled it, so where it says 1 month on everything, it really means 2 months.
Yeah.
So
it was primarily because we were noticing on our first month, 1 month that we were supposed to be working on the underground and then be finished with it during that month. We noticed we spent the entire month just laying everything out.
Yeah, and like making it look nice, getting the rooms all set, making sure you didn't get stuck anywhere.
Which is funny also because this is supposed to be the month now that we're supposed to be transitioning from the underground to the next area, the city. But we're still not even really done fully with the underground, though I think that the underground is one of the bigger areas in the game.
I could start building out the next city, though. So we're still kind of on track at this point.
Yeah. I mean, you've almost finished, basically, the enemies, at least.
Yeah, the only enemy I have left is the heavy in this area. And I feel like, since we talked about, the ramming thing that's not supposed to happen, I think I'll get him done next time I work on it, so I'll
Which is
be able to start.
Technically next month.
But so I'll be able to start on the scenes, laying them out and stuff, as long as they're built at all.
All of the scenes with enemies are built. I just need to now go into the other underground scenes, like the tunnels that connect the underground to the wasteland and to the lower part of the hot springs. I need to build all that out.
Okay, and I can go start setting up all the scene transitions for the next part and stuff.
I need to look at the city to make sure everything's there as well. So I'll probably be going into there.
So I think we're pretty on track for the 2 months doing it. And I know you're kind of behind, maybe, but...
On a few things, yeah. That's why I've been working a whole lot.
But we have 2 months on this next area, and is it as big as the underground?
The city is... Ooh. Oh. Let's look at the map. On the grid. Okay, then, so that's Anglerk. City starts right here and ends right here. And that's where it goes. So it's just all these rooms. It's a whole lot of big rooms.
That's good. That's less transition work.
Yeah. See, the underground, though, look at how many rooms there are.
There's so many in the underground. Like, they're all really tiny rooms. So, I think we'll be able to catch up during this next month.
Yeah,
so.
I feel like the underground is a very claustrophobic area.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of like going spelunking into an actual cave.
Yeah.
So. Okay. That makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine. And how many do you know the enemies that are introduced in the next part?
In the city,
yeah,
it is actually just the fighter and the heavy still.
So, yeah, we'll be fine, because that gives me time to finish the heavy and get all... Yeah. It's like
Yes, just the fighter and the heavy. I had to think about that for a little bit.
So we're on track.
After that, we'll begin working on the magma pits. And that's also we already have all the enemies for that finished.
Cool.
So, we're already set with enemies. We just have to play everything out. Except for the factory. Factory is whenever we add more enemies.
And any extra time we have in a month. So if I just get through the city and the enemy, the heavy is done, and that's all the enemies and all the locations and the scene transitions are done. I use the extra time in the month to work on the player experience so there's a lot of things missing out of the player experience right now that we want to implement into the game. So
I'm kind of still realizing that coyote time isn't
yeah, I
fully
know.
implemented yet.
Yeah, I've been realizing that too. I saw a post on Twitter that went better over coyote time, and it literally called it coyote time. And so
that's what it's called.
well, I never heard about it before then.
It's primarily called that due to Wile E. Coyote from the Looney Tunes. Because whenever he goes off
when
the
he
cliff,
goes
and
and
then
he
he like
stands
stands
there.
there for a little bit, and then he looks down, and he finally falls.
Yeah, so I saved it, so when I go back to that, I was gonna reference the Twitter post.
Well, now I feel bad that I wasn't able to explain coyote time well enough. Dang it.
It's
How do they
okay.
explain it?
With graphics.
Okay, with graphics.
Yeah.
It's always better with graphics.
Yeah.
Picture explains it in 1,000 words, but action explains it in 10 million. Yeah, okay. So we'll be working on Game Fill more, or otherwise known as the Juice. I don't know why people call it the
Is
Juice.
it called the Juicy? I didn't know that either.
Some game designers call it the Juice, other game designers call it Game Fill, or just user experience.
Mm-hmm.
User experience is the more scientific terminology for it, I guess.
Yeah, and then we have all those menus to work on again.
Do we even have that laid out in our tasks?
Menus?
In the timeline?
I'm not sure. I think
feel
I
like-
have
I
it.
feel like UI is part of.
I feel
Tiger.
like, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, you mean in the timeline part? I definitely laid it out in the caravan part. I don't know about the timeline
Yeah,
part.
let me look real fast. Here we go. Time to try and use our internet.
Time to tell you if everything's on schedule.
Hello, welcome to Month in Review for October. It's time to look and see if everything's on schedule. Everything's fine, guys. Give us money. All right,
I
let's
mean,
see.
we do, I don't know. Like, maybe we'll have another person helping with programming.
There's a possibility.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be in Game Fill, right?
Yeah, I think it would be.
You're taking damage controls. You would be wrong. You would be wrong. Technical design?
Maybe.
There's the Game
No.
Fill option. There's all that. There UI.
Oh, okay, it is in there. What month?
It is for not a month. It's in Q1. Let me go down to months. It's Q1, Q2 for 2020, but it is
Oh, that's
starts
good. That
in
gives us
March,
quite a good amount of time
April
for it.
and May, and then it's polishing.
That makes sense. I think we could get it done in that time. Oh, is it overlapping with bosses, though?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and also with enemies. So Pig Fighter.
We're doing bosses and enemies at the same time?
No, it's just Mind Pig, and then Pig Fighter, then Heavy Pig, and then it goes to Ilden for.
I thought we were doing the bosses at the end, so we were building out all the places, and we were...
We pretty much are.
Okay.
So I mean, we're still using the timeline, but we're instead pushing things and then moving things over.
Oh, okay.
So we're trying to stay still with this timeline. So all of the enemies should be done pretty much by June,
Okay.
based off of this time, which is also when the UI needs to be done.
Maybe we should move things over now, because how I was doing it was that I was building out a place, doing the enemies needed for that place, and then working on the user experience any other time. And then at the very end, after we had everything built out, I was going to go back in and do the bosses.
Okay.
That's how I was going to do it. That was in my head, at least.
Okay.
I don't know where I got that from, because apparently...
Honestly, I don't even have Oh no, Anglerk's right here. And Anglerk does not have that much time. He was supposed to already be done, actually.
I wasn't doing it because I thought he was at the end.
Oh, Heavy was supposed to be done first, and then the fighter.
Oh, well. I just do what I see first.
Yeah, there we go. It's fine. They're at least getting done. Swallow is going to be next.
That's what I thought would be next.
Gelectro is the boss, yeah. Just Electro and then Giga Gelectro. Then X.
And we could push, I don't know, maybe I should do some of the bosses. We'll figure it out. We don't need to contemplate on it right now.
Yeah,
we're getting sidetracked.
we're looking at stuff. Sorry, guys. Let me just exit out of Higer. I was listening to that song earlier.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just thinking, I know that as well with Primus Star, going back to Primus Star,
Okay.
we're going to be working on some actual adventure modules and finally releasing the job module, Tower of Gold. Remember that, guys? Remember whenever we were talking about the Tower of Gold, the first job module for Primus Star? Remember how we said we were going to release that and then it never happened, and then we stopped talking about it, and then we started to work on Feline Frontier. Guys, it's coming. It's finally coming. I think.
It's okay. We got this. Everything we talk about at some point will be released. Probably.
We have all of the maps done for Tower of Gold. I have.
People have played through it. Like,
Yes.
it's playable.
Yeah, speaking of which, the, Bell's Hobby Store, Game and Hobby Store, over in Round Rock, Texas, they actually played through the game for this entire month, and
Did they send back any feedback, or?
I heard that it's been fun. I haven't heard anything else. I'm trying to get more answers.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get, since it's still in kind of development, it'd be nice to use their feedback to make sure people really enjoy it. And
Yeah. All I heard from them is basically it was fun, it's interesting, there's a lot to do.
I mean, maybe you should ask them what they would want improved about it.
Okay. I can ask them that.
Yeah.
It's like, what was horrible about it?
Yeah.
What did you dislike about it?
Yeah, exactly. Those are the answers we need.
In fact, yeah, all of you guys who actually own Primus Star and have played it and everything, in the comments below, say what you didn't like about it. But you know what? To make us feel a little bit better, also say what you did like.
Yeah.
We need like that equal viewpoint. Something that we did good, and then something that we did bad.
Yeah. Maybe a suggestion for what you would have liked better or something.
And don't just come to us being like, oh, it was just bad.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Why was it bad? But I do know that in the expanded universe, I'm also going to be adding on a whole bunch of variant rules. So it's going to be different rule sets for GMs who don't like the base rules in the game, which I don't blame them. I use my own house rules whenever I play Primus Star. And I feel like, I've said this many times, I feel like if you're playing a tabletop RPG, it is best to just play the game how you want to play it.
Why do you use house rules, though? Like, what do you use your house rules for?
It's primarily with, oh man, what was the primary one? I know that, Shields was something, I believe, that I didn't like.
Because there are things you didn't like, too, when you were replaying it, then maybe those are things to jot down, you know, and think
Well,
about.
I have put them down for variant rules.
Okay.
I just need to know what exactly. Oh, man.
You don't have to think too hard. You can come back to it. I put you on the spot.
If I think too hard, I might get like an aneurysm or something. But yeah, so I know for a fact that I use house rules. So if the creator of the game uses his own house rules that don't belong in the game, certainly you can too.
It's an open world game, so.
Yeah. I mean, in fact, as I was telling one of my friends here, they were asking me why am I going so in depth with the maps that I'm creating for Primus Star, and I told them just like it's just a jumping off point. if they want to use the maps, they can.
Yeah.
If they don't want to use the maps, they can do whatever they want.
I think it's nice to have really in-depth maps because some people, when they get into a world or an environment, they want to just, like, look everything up. Like, they're so interested that they want to find out what's already out there about it and then jump off from that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they don't... Like, some people might like to not look anything up and just create their own stories and stuff, and that's cool, too. But some people like the inspiration that comes with looking at things that are already made.
It's nice.
So.
I know for a fact, hey, if you want to run a Promise Star game where there are no alien races and it's just humans, go for it.
Yeah.
It's fine. If you want to run a game where it's no humans and only aliens, do it.
Where you're all Vadian and it's just a government like system thing and you're just all trying to get in like good with the console and like yeah.
Wait, so what if it was a Promise Star game where it's before like the spacefaring part and you're actually playing as a Vadian on their home planet Legasius going through that?
Yeah.
Boom. Vadian.
It's just all about politics. Because that's why we play the role-playing game.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're a socialite.
That's true. I was a Vadian socialite, so.
You also try to make an entire gang turn on each other.
Mm-hmm.
That was during, like, the very beginning of the testing and everything.
I'm the reason socialites were nerfed.
Yep. Yes, you are. You are that reason. Hello, Alice. Another cat. It's still almost impossible to record them. They scream, and then as soon as I set up recording equipment, they stop screaming. It's like they know.
I think you need to get little chip things and just stick it on their fur. And then get the recordings
and then
up.
Hope that's not gonna just be scratchy throughout the entire recording. Alright, but I believe that is basically all that we can talk about this month.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we're doing things, so I hope you guys are like the updates, and you're not getting too impatient with us, but we hope what we make you'll enjoy, and
I know for a fact what we make you'll enjoy. You guys are all beautiful, especially the ones giving us money right now. Speaking of which, if you're listening to this on YouTube, you should head over to Patreon and donate some money to Evil P Productions. In fact, I hate the word donate. You're not donating. You are supporting. You are getting something in return. You are getting things like digital posters. You're getting sneak peeks. You are getting first view access to other things that we're creating.
You get to see how we post things, and then we're like, oh man, that's crap, and then we change things,
You get to see the whole design process, guys.
You get to see the process.
It's fun. It's fantastic. We already have one person in our highest slot. There's only 4 slots left in that. So, I mean, jump on that as soon as possible. And then not to mention at the end of the year, which is almost coming up, based off of the person who has donated the most, they get the most names in our hat. And then we draw out of that hat. Whoever we draw gets an exclusive signed copy of one of our games, which is going to be Promise Star again this year. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, who knows? Maybe it'll have something special in it.
Yeah. Maybe you'll get one of the posters or something.
Dang.
But
Guys.
I don't know. Don't take me for that. I'm just giving out examples.
Heard it here first, folks.
He makes the decisions, I don't.
Alright, guys, but this has been the month in review for October 2019. I have been Jonathan Moore, the lead game designer.
I'm Natalie Thompson, the lead programmer.
And we'll see you next time.
Woo!
Boom!